Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 6 of our West Coast 21 days of meditating together. My name is Sopan, and I live in Los Angeles. I've been meditating most of my life and will definitely continue to do so, but a fun fact about me is I really enjoy rock climbing. Um, if this is your first time joining us tonight, and if you would like a review of what we've covered so far, then you can go ahead and watch our videos on our website. Or at the end of today's program, you can send a message in the Zoom chat to the person named Breakout Room Help. And there you can find a Sahaja Yoga teacher who will provide an introduction to Sahaja Yoga and answer any questions you may have. And we also wanted to share with you, we also have a Sahaja Yoga mentorship program. So if you would like that, you can send a message on the chat. There should be a form there. And it's really great for growing yourself, outside of just these meditations where you can get a lot more experience one-on-one with someone who's been meditating for at least a couple of years, and you can share your experiences together. And even me, who's been meditating for so long, we all, I mean, all of us, we all get new experiences. We always go to some deeper part in our chakras or in our attention, and we're always growing together. So you can kind of join that community outside of these meditations. So what we did on Monday, which we explored the first chakra, which is the Muladhara chakra, which is about restoring our childhood-like innocence, while also keeping the knowledge of an adult. So it's being an adult, but also still being able to enjoy the child moments of innocence. And today, we'll be focusing on the second chakra called the Swadhishthana chakra, which has a lot of characteristics, but one of them is that it really manifests our pure desire to ascend. And so in our program today, we will have 2 guided meditations, followed by a video of Shri Mataji, and there'll be some live music. And then we will finish with a question and answers section with our presenters. And the one thing I really want to mention is that Sahaja Yoga is always free. Anywhere you go in the world, any center you find of Sahaja Yoga, it will always be free. And that's something that our founder, Shri Mataji, wanted to have for the world, as a place where we can all grow together spiritually. So now I'd like to introduce our presenters. We have Jason, who will guide a meditation. We have Sakshi, who will be a special guest for our Q&A section. And we have Yuri for our live music, if he's able to join us. So let's introduce ourselves, and with please add a fun fact about yourself. So let's start with Jason.
Oh, thanks, Sopan. It's great to be here tonight with you and with all of you at home meditating. I'm Jason. I'm from the Seattle area, digital artist, and I've been meditating for many years, enjoying the Sahaja Yoga technique and finding joy and deeper experiences in meditation continually. It's a great practice that allows you to just keep enjoying meditation. So happy to be here with you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Sakshi, if you could introduce yourself with also a fun fact, please.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Sakshi. I'm signing in from Seattle, Washington, as Jason. Brief introduction about me. I've been in medical background for many years, and all of a sudden, I'm in content analyst area now. Um, and I have been practicing Sahaja meditation for more than 18 years, I'll say. And anytime I think that, okay, I've grown enough, I realize there's more scope. So I'm really excited to be with all of you here tonight and hope to grow more and enjoy this blessing. Well, I wasn't prepared for the fun fact part, but um, apparently, I think the fun fact would be I can enjoy dancing anytime. So anytime anyone needs entertainment, I'm the person to call out for, ready to dance. And I think that's also part of the creativity that gets awakened within us when we are connected to our own spirit. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of the Indian classical has dances and movements specifically meant to opening up our other chakras and centers. So thanks for sharing that. Yuri, could you please introduce yourself? Maybe a little bit about what you'll be playing for us today and a fun fact if you can.
Yes, of course. My name is Yuri Shokhov. Now I'm streaming from Vancouver, Canada, and I will play meditation music for you today. And it's really great to be here, and hopefully you will enjoy.
Thank you,
Thank
Yuri.
you.
So thank you, presenters. We'll be calling on you soon. So I'd like to move on to our next part. I think we still have time for everyone to get their foot soak ready. So this will be the first part of our meditation. So if we can bring up that slide, please. Thank you. So if you haven't done it already, our foot soaking is putting our feet into lukewarm water with salt. So you want to get a bucket with this water, add some salt to it. Then you should also have a towel or paper towel to dry your feet off afterwards. And then we'll be rinsing our feet before drying it with some clean water. So what we do with this foot soak is it takes some of our negativity from our subtle system and puts it into the water. And the water element and the earth element, represented by the salt, are things that respond with the frequency, you could say, of our chakras, because our chakras are made up of these elements. Like we have fire here. Fire is also used as one of the elements to clear out our chakras. So let's start off. Can we go to the next slide, please? Because for today, we're also going to be talking about the Swadhistana chakra. Thank you. So here with the Swadhistana chakra, as you can see, it's located on our thumbs, one for the left, one for the right. And it's the color yellow, which represents the color of the chakra. The overall characteristic of it is creativity. And it has some innate qualities, as you can see, some pure knowledge, the pure attention, inspiration, and dynamism. It's also located, as you can see, on the body, where the number 2 is, on our lower abdomen. And one thing I wanted to mention about the hands is it's located here on the thumb. And there's a specific reason we wanted to point that out, because as we start meditating and we start going deeper and deeper in our meditation, when we reach this final stage, it'll just click. And maybe some of you have felt it already. You'll be able to feel the Kundalini moving on your hands. And you'll also be able to feel which one of these centers on our fingertips or our palms is, let's say, strong, where it's got a cool breeze to it and it feels very light, or it's a little heavy, where it's a little blocked. So some of us feel our thumbs. So moving forward, we really want you to be able to feel these chakras on our hands through your meditation. And this is part of feeling the vibration, the Kundalini on your subtle system, on your central nervous system, And that's what kind of makes Sahaja Yoga so special and so real, because then you can start analyzing yourself. And it's not just us using words, but you actually feeling. So we'll start our foot soak now, but before we do that, we're going to raise our Kundalini and give ourselves the bandhan. We'll put our hands, we use our right hand to go around our left hand and we lift it up. Raise our Kundalini, then we tie in one knot. And then we do it a second time we're doing this for the 3 channels. And then now we tie it for 2 knots. And then we raise our Kundalini a third time. And this time we do 3 knots. And we put our both hands together, our right hand over our left, and we take our right hand and we go up and over our entire body. And this gives us protection over each of our chakras. And we're going to do this 7 times. So I'm at 3, 4, great. And now we take our foot soaking bucket, bring it close to you, and we're going to give it a bandhan. We're going to go as if the foot soak is a clock. You're going to go clockwise with your hands around 7 times. And this vibrates the water. This almost enlightens the elements, you can say, and makes it much more enhanced and efficient at cleaning us out. So let's put both of our feet in the foot soak. Don't forget to add the salt. And now let's close our eyes. And bring our attention inside of ourselves. And let's try to be aware of where our attention is going. We've all made the effort to be here and meditate together. So let's put extra effort into being in the center channel, to be here in the truly present moment. Without thoughts of the past, the things we've done today, the things we did. And there's no reason to put our attention on the future, what we're going to do after this meditation. Just for now, let's just be right here. Because in the present moment, we don't need to think about anything. let's take both of our hands and put it down towards, on either side of our legs, down towards the Mother Earth. And just for a few moments, let's put our attention on our first chakra. And we can just say from our hearts, Mother Kundalini, please clean out our first chakra, our Muladhara chakra, and give us this power of innocence, this power that protects, and this power that gives love. We can bring our right hand back on our lap, but let's take our left hand and we'll put it on our right Swadhisthan area. So that is the right side of our lower abdomen, almost touching our hip, just under our liver, or touching part of our liver. And we can even press it just a little firmly if you can. And bring our attention to that area, because the power of your attention is very powerful, very strong. So this is the center where we ask for pure attention. So again, from our hearts, we can just humbly ask, Mother Kundalini, please give us pure attention. Please give us a steady attention. We can bring our left hand back in our lap. And now we can take our right hand and we'll put it on our center Swadhishthana chakra. That's our lower center part of our abdomen, just underneath our belly button. And here our hands are giving vibrations into the chakra to help open and clean out the chakra. Mother Kundalini, please come into our Swadhisthana chakra. Please make us creative and dynamic personalities. So I can find solutions, spread joy, or become more artistic. Bring our right hand back in our lap. Now we have both of our hands in our lap, palms facing upward. We can slowly open our eyes. And now we will wash our feet with that clean water. And we will just move the bucket to the side, and we can throw it away after our meditation program finishes tonight. And now for the next part of our program, we will be listening to a video from Shri Mataji, who is our founder. She will go much deeper into the Swadhishthana chakra and explain some of its subtleties much more better than most of us can. So let's start the video, please.
There has been never such confusion in the minds of human beings as it is today, as to the right or wrong. Never so much. Whatever was said, this was not good, they would do, knowingly that they are doing wrong. If they were good people, they would say, all right, this is good, we'll do the good. But everybody knew that this was wrong or right. They may do it. But today, no one knows what is wrong and what is right. Apart from wrong and right, it's much beyond that. You have to know yourself. Because this awareness is within us that we do not know ourselves. We do not know the absolute. We live in a relative world. Of this, everybody seems to be conscious, maybe in the subconscious or maybe in the unconscious. But definitely there's a feeling in every one of us that we do not know. And it's a very honest feeling. It's a very sublime feeling that we have to know something more. Now when we say the word know, we think as if I would say, I don't know about Derbyshire, I've never been there. Now this means what? I don't know about Derbyshire. I mean, what don't I know about Derbyshire? I can read it in the books, I can find out. I can know all the history of Derbyshire. I can find out who are the people who were making beautiful porcelain here. I can find out all about their history, everything I can read about it. Still, why should I say I don't know anything about Derbyshire? Because I have not been to Derbyshire before. I have not been to Derby. I have not been to this area. I have not seen this place. I have not visited it. I have had no experience of this place, so I don't know about it. This is exactly what is the situation. The situation is that we do not know about the divine. We have read about it. We have heard about it. So many people have written about it. Once they know there's an inquiry about it, they come out with books. Books after books, thousands of books they have written. How many of them are true and how many of them are untrue? It is impossible to find out because we do not actually know. Supposing somebody says that Duke of Bedford was born in Derbyshire. All right. How will I know? I would not know till I meet somebody who is really belonging to that place, who knows about it. In the same way, the knowledge that we have also about divine is very confusing. But this is not knowledge. This is never the knowledge. The idea of knowledge comes to us as if it is a kind of an answer to our inquiries which is rational, which we can understand intelligently through our intelligence. But now this area is beyond intelligence, beyond rationality. Beyond all that is limited is the unlimited area. All such unlimited areas can be only known by experience of your awareness. Now this one should understand is a very delicate thing, how to know something, an experience of our awareness. Not an experience, you suddenly see a light, so it's an experience. I mean, you can always see a light. It's so great. The people feel about it that they have seen some light suddenly sparking before them. Nothing so great. There could be some areas from there a sparking can come, and maybe it is of no use to you, but just you might feel that you have experienced. So one must know that seeing is not experiencing. For example, a dog sees this instrument. But what does he know about it? He sees it. Awareness, the human awareness, has so many great things about itself compared to the animal awareness. For example, we can say the awareness of beauty, animals don't have. Awareness of cleanliness, animals don't have. Human beings have these built within themselves. They can feel it. They can feel it on their central nervous system. So whatever is your awareness is to be felt on your central nervous system. It's not just an imaginary thing or an intellectual discussion. Yes, I know, I don't. Not that. The knowledge should come to you through your feelings. Like, I can feel this is hot or cold. But a stone will not feel anything. In the same way, the feeling has to come through your central nervous system. That means your awareness itself has to be charged. It has to get a new dimension. Your awareness itself has to get a new dimension. All other experiences has no meaning whatsoever in evolution, if you see. In evolutionary process, it is the awareness that improves, receives better and better dimensions. And these dimensions have reached its maximum at the time when you become a human being, where your awareness is just ready to receive the awareness of the universal being, of the collective being, so that you become the collective being. Now, I would like to tell you about this within ourselves, how we are placed. For every practical purposes, you should not take me for granted. But you should not also deny what I tell you. It's like entering into a new university. We listen to the professor and we try to follow him. Supposing he propounds a hypothesis before you, then you just start judging it. Work it out. If it is true, then you call it a law. In the same way, we should enter into this new understanding by first seeing it, not denying it. Then if it is true, then we have to believe it. There should be no blind faith about Sahaja. Blind faith does not help at all. Neither there should be a denial. And with that cheerful attitude, if you just listen to me as a hypothesis, whatever I am telling you, you need not accept it as truth just now. But then the time has come for me to prove the truth to you. And the truth can be proved to you. Time has come to prove the existence of God. To prove, not prove that I give you a big lecture or take you to courts or some sort of a thing like that. But how am I going to prove it? On your awareness. It is going to be absolute experience of your awareness that you are going to feel God Almighty. Time has come to prove the scriptures, all the scriptures. The time has come to prove your own connection with God, your own relationship with Him, your own relationship with that primordial being, whether you call it God or anything, it makes no difference to God Himself. Whether you call Him by any name, there is God. And that God is not the way you conceive God. It's not the way you understand God or you know God, but is the God as He is.
Thank you, Shri Mataji, for your blessings, for your beautiful speech. Let's keep meditate for a few minutes more.
We'll continue now in this deep state of meditation that we are all in. You may even bring your hand to your heart and notice your breath. Perhaps it is slower, more even, naturally brought into balance and rhythm by your own mothering Kundalini energy, which has risen through the central channel, connecting your own spirit, your own Kundalini at the crown of your head to this all-pervading energy around. So just noticing your breath. Maybe even letting your eyes close here, really bringing your attention and awareness deep inside. And from your heart, bring your right hand down to the lower abdomen, to the hip on the left side. So the area of this Swadhishthana chakra. With your desire for the state of meditation, for self-knowledge, pure knowledge, you can ask here at the Swadhisthana, you can ask your own Mother Kundalini, "Oh Mother, please give me the pure knowledge." You may also ask your own mothering energy, your own Kundalini, "Please give me pure attention." And then taking your right hand, you can raise it up the central channel, just bringing it straight up from the base of your spine to the crown of your head and gently pressing the top of your head, the center of your palm. Letting your attention gently rest here and stay connected here at the Sasrara, the top of your head. And you can bring your hand back to your lap, just keeping both hands open on your lap, with your attention gently placed on the crown of your head. And again, bringing your hand to your heart. And now you can bring your eyes open gently, and we can conclude our meditation by raising the energy, raising your own kundalini with your attention, with your hands. So bringing your left hand up the central channel and circling around with the right. Raise your energy up to the crown of your head, to the top. Here you tie your knot. A second time. And then a third time. You can tie 3 knots here. And then a bandhan to protect your energy centers, helping balance the left and the right channel. You can bring your right hand up top of your head. And then back again. One complete bandhan. And we'll do 7.
Thank you very much, Jason, for that lovely meditation. And thank you, Yuri, for that phenomenal music that definitely took me into thoughtless awareness. And I hope I did that all for all of you. So can we show the slides, please? So our next class will be Friday, October 17th. This will be on the 3rd chakra, the Nabi chakra, where it is going to be the qualities of peace, satisfaction, and generosity. And the course schedule overall for this 21-day program is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific, and Sundays at 5:45 p.m. The next class is going to be with a ice, kind of like an ice pack, we call it. We're going to put it right on our liver to cool down the right side. So please have that prepared. I use a Ziploc with ice cubes, or if you have something, the other ones with plastic, they last a lot longer. And we'll still be doing a foot soak. So everything we did today, you would need again for our foot soak also on Friday. And for our program resources, this is the same as it's always been. You can join our WhatsApp group. And of course, we have our link for our Zoom chat and our spiritual messages on the website. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we have the mentor program. So I really recommend you guys come on for the mentor program. You can message in the chat for the form to sign up with, and you will have someone that you can talk to outside of these programs to meditate with. If you don't have a center close by, if you don't have other people who meditate with you, it's going to be great if you really join that. You'll see a big difference. So we're going to move on to our Q&A section. So if you want to ask a question here that we can answer, you can either get that one-on-one if you want to message the person named Breakout Room Help. Then you will meet one-on-one with a Saj Yoga teacher, or if you are new, this is the time to do it so you can get the introduction to Saj Yoga. You can write specifically to the person named Chat Q&A for your question, or you can message me directly for your question, and we will get to answering them. So on that note, if we can have the presenters to come up, Jason and Sakshi, who's our special guest. Awesome. Thank you. So I don't see any messages immediately, so I would like to ask you a question, Jason, specifically. When you hear the words pure desire and pure knowledge, how does that um, how does that work with you? How do you understand that through Sahaja Yoga? And can you give some examples, please?
That's a great question, Sopan. Yeah, through meditation, I feel like you kind of get that spontaneous inspiration that kind of goes beyond thoughts or the mind. So I feel like a meditative state is a great way to really get to that pure knowledge because you kind of bypass the busyness of the mind and you might find a subtle answer a lot quicker than actually deliberating it. So I think through meditation, you have access to so much knowledge that's all within. So that's the great part about it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Sometimes when I am faced with a problem, you can have, 9, 10 people trying to tell you something to do, but if you just take a moment of silence, something so spontaneous happens and you get like the most diplomatic, efficient, easiest answer that comes out of nowhere. And you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, and at first you can be like, oh, that's a coincidence, but you always, because there becomes a pattern behind it where you actually, oh, if I touch my center channel and I get this knowledge, maybe it's not so coincidence, since I'm always doing something before it. So you can be like a little scientist about it too, which is cool.
Exactly.
Sakshi, if you don't mind, can you answer the same question? How does pure desire, pure knowledge, pure attention, what do these mean for you? And maybe you can give an example of your everyday life.
Sure, of course. You both have covered it very well. Actually, I can relate to whatever you've said. Um, well, for me, pure desire, as I learned over the years, is just any desire that turned out to be good for my spirit. And with meditation, what's happening is slowly our desire aligns with anything that is pure and positive, and not like for the spirit, it covers everything, right? Our emotional, our financial, our physical, spiritual aspect of life. And I think earlier I used to be like over planning and overthinking, which I think most of us do that. And uh, what happens is we get a sense of control and then this attachment to the idea of certain thing to happen in a certain way in our lives. But with having this connection with ourself, with our internal spirit, slowly you learn to let go, you learn to surrender, and things just happen. And as you mentioned, Sopan, about the knowledge part, about knowing things that you just know, um, oftentimes I have experienced that I'm in this amazing, deep conversation about life or my situation with somebody, and I say something that I'm just saying it for the first time and realizing that I've known it all along. And I think this is what meditation has mostly really been a blessing for me, where I have touched um, parts of my life, my awareness that maybe were always there within me, but I couldn't really bring it to its full potential. So that's where the pure knowledge, the absolute truth of the spirit that has helped me in every sphere of life. Um, yeah.
Thank you for that. I mean, I completely agree. I like how in the first part you really talked about that purity aspect, where as we start meditating more and more, we start becoming more and more in the center, our desires, our attention, and our thoughts naturally start going to the pure side of life. And we get the same joy, if not more, from this side than we've ever had before. And that's really awesome. Thank you for that. Um, Okay, I still don't see any extra questions, so now I can ask my own, so I don't mind. Um, Sakshi, let's go back to you. Um, I know you talked about this again, where you had this knowledge and you kind of detached a little bit, and then you got this knowledge which you had no idea where it came from. But how in other ways has being able to detach yourself, how has that helped you grown to let this divine power work when you enter this meditative state?
Yeah, that's interesting. So many examples, but I'll try and keep it short. What I've noticed is that when I let go or surrender things, let universe, and actually that only happens after having tried so much. For example, looking for a job and just trying, and there's this conditioning or this idea that I have to have this by this time, within this city, within this salary scope. It's all too much for the brain to handle, right? So much that I'm taking on myself, controlling that, okay, this is right for me and this has to happen this way, certain way. Only after you let go, you realize that not only that you're like no longer stressed about what's going to happen or how to do it, but also the outcome turns out to be way better than I could have ever imagined. It's like something I couldn't even comprehend that, oh, even this could have happened. All what I had to do was be in my this meditative state. Of course, you got to do the action. You have to have the desire that everything has to fall in balance. But for that to fall in balance, for things to work out, sometimes we need to just step back, just be in that still state. And every time I have realized that, okay, you know what, I've reached my most state of balance. I'm much balanced than I was like 1 year back. But every year there's more to learn because life gives you more challenges, new circumstances that you're not even aware or fully prepared for. So I guess my biggest learning has been that my spirit knows what's best for me even better than I do from my own this overthinking brain.
Yeah. I mean, job is such a big deal in our lives, so it's probably one of the hardest things to, let go of. But I mean, I'm glad that you're able to detach and maybe have something work out. But that is really the biggest thing is you can put your desire, this new enlightened desire that we have on something, and you can think about it, you can introspect on it, you can do so many things. But only when we detach, we take that step back, we detach from it and we kind of let it play out, even if it's not exactly what we wanted or even something close to what we wanted, sometimes it becomes something so beautiful that if you can see it from that perspective, like, oh, maybe this is what's meant for me, you'll see how it has spread its roots into so many different things that you never thought possible. And it gives you that joy and that perfect thing you were looking for. Jason, maybe we can ask you the same question. How have you been able to grow in Saj Yoga to like let go, detach, and have this divine power work out something in your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like it's an endless process as a human being. We always feel like we have to uh, have some sort of control of so many variables, yet so many variables are really out of our control. So as Sakshi said, just and you mentioned Sopan too, just being able to kind of go to the spirit and go to your own uh, internal resources, which are already ready there to help you, uh, things can work out for you. And I found that too, that going into that meditative state or just going to the spirit, uh, all the things that I was deliberating on or working on just happened without too much extra effort. And then sometimes the extra effort yields nothing back. So it's it's an ongoing human experience, I feel, but the state of meditation definitely can help overcome so many of those obstacles.
Yeah, and I like how you brought up this knowledge that is innate within us. It's like we can read as many books as we want, we can go out, we can put that knowledge into our brains, but I mean, so many prophets and saints and have said, this knowledge is inside of you. And how do we really access that knowledge? And some people you can think, but most people who think had to learn from outside to then feel this power of their mind. But here we're kind of showing that as we get closer and closer to being one with our spirit knows and it can put information into our being that we can work out and actually see something so much better from that new perspective. So thank you both for sharing on and going deeper into that. We do have one question. It's actually a twofold question, so we'll have both of you answer it. The first part, Jason, we'll go back to you again. I am noise sensitive, and it affects me when there's noise in the background while I'm trying to concentrate with studying and working. How can meditation help me with this?
That's a great question. Yeah, and I can totally empathize too. I mean, it's hard to focus when there's something going on. And we're in a kind of a busy, loud world oftentimes, and I could totally understand how that can be hard and distracting. So I totally empathize with you. The great thing about the meditative state is it kind of lets you let go and detach from things around you. So something that might irritate you when you're not meditating or not meditative, maybe less irritating or more tolerable, or even something that is totally flipped around, and it's something that might amuse you or you can laugh at or look at as a drama or a witness state. So something that can kind of get on your nerves if you're in that meditative state, you can be like, there it goes again. So I have great example. I have neighbors that have loud dogs, and I can get irritated by it, or I can just like, there you go again, bark away. What can I do? So it maybe it's just a point of view that meditation helps with, but I'd say just keep meditating and experiment with it and see if it does help you.
Wow. So yeah, it's funny, Jason, you actually answered the second part of the question as
Okay.
well, which is, it kind of affects me in such a way that I end up getting angry at whoever made the noise. So yeah, it's completely true. I mean, that is probably the best way to look at it is yes, the noise can take you out of your concentration and to the point where you get angry, you react, you're like, why did that person make that sound? I'm busy. It's inconsiderate, so like you're in a coffee shop and someone next to you is literally yelling on their phone with video and speaker with no headphones. It happens, it does happen. But no matter how much you try to control that situation, that specific situation, something else is going to happen within 10 minutes, within 20 minutes. You change your location, the same thing may happen somewhere else. So at a certain point, it's you against the world.
Mhm.
So the only way to flip that around is to kind of say, well, I can't control these situations, or at least 90% of them I can't control. And maybe I should detach. Maybe I should at least learn maybe how to I don't, compassion is a strong word because it is hard. Even momentarily, if you can find compassion, someone else can easily throw you out of it. Um, but through meditation, getting closer to your spirit, these things naturally start affecting you less and less. Um, that's probably the best way I can put it. And that is it's a good experiment for you to try to see how it will help you. But Sakshi, maybe do you want to elaborate a little bit more um, on this question? Maybe how meditation can help with the attention, maybe concentrating deeper.
Of course. I actually was going to say that, now I don't face the challenges anymore. There's nothing that can possibly irritate me. But when you gave examples, I could think of more that, oh no, there are still things that could bother me. But I think my recovery period has gotten better, you know. So if something, first of all, my current state really depends or affects what's going to happen next. So if I'm already in a very joyful state, sometimes that same noise, which was beautiful, and when my state is not good, it's just annoying. So that's one aspect of it, that where meditation will obviously help in general, that um, you are yourself in a good state, that things around you stop affecting you that much. But another thing that I noticed was that not only that meditation changes me, but it also changes the energy around me. So first it will stop affecting me, but also the occurrence of that event reduces somehow, So if you are in a house full of kids and kids are continuously crying and not letting you study or focus or work, um, first with meditation, what gets better inside me is that I'm not affected as much, or at least not to the level where I'm so agitated that I cannot study. Maybe it will be something to get used to. But secondly, slowly you start seeing the surrounding around you will change. The person would change, or even maybe they are not settled. Somehow your energy will help them get settled and find the peace. It's amazing how this universal energy works at so many levels all together, at so many spheres of life for so many people, all connected. Um, but speaking from the experience of the person who has asked this question, since I started this at a little younger age, um, initially I saw meditation as just means to get good grades, to be very honest. Uh, and that was good enough for a person at like eighth or ninth grade. Just the only stress you have in life is getting good grades. So, and I used to meditate right before exams. I didn't know the science behind it, but I had gotten this experience that, oh, if I meditate, I get good grades. Of course, my mom used to joke about like, hey, you have to study too. Of course, that aspect is there. Later on, I understood why this was helping me so much. My attention span improved. So I could sit longer when I'm studying. When first there's a desire to, excel in my studies, but I could not be distracted so much. Of course, it's been a journey of growth. But I think another thing that really helped me was foot soaking. Whatever extra burden that I was carrying throughout the day, I would just foot soak before sleeping, and it felt like, everything is just off. Some next day, waking up fresh morning with a sense of like, what do you say, more stability in my attention for the day to come. But yeah, it's been fun. Still working on it, but now um, it's not easy for people to trigger me that much.
I mean, you brought up something that's huge. There's so much in our world that tries to take our attention in all these different little ways. And so first, when we practice strengthening our own attention to bring it into ourself, it actually starts radiating, our vibrations start radiating outward away from us to kind of calm the situations around us where people can actually change from your silence. They can suddenly become a bit more quiet and a bit more silent. And then you'll even notice that as you become more quiet on the inside, things on the outside of you also become a little more quiet. I mean, you will get a test every now and then, like, are you really quiet? And then they'll throw something at you and you'll see how you react. And then that'll be your next learning, or maybe you pass that test. But that's a really good point, that soon as when you stop reacting, the world around you stops trying to get you to react. It's a very beautiful twist. But I think that's all the time we have for Q&A. So thank you very much, Jason and Sakshi, for presenting and giving us a nice Q&A session with enlightened answers. And
Yeah,
yes,
thank you,
Geeta.
Sopan. Thanks, Sakshi.
Yes, thank you,
And
Jason and Sopan. It was wonderful.
and thank you, Yuri, for that amazing music. So for now, there'll be music that will be continuing to play throughout for another at least 10, 20 minutes or so. So you can continue meditating on your own. Or if you want, again, you can message the breakout rooms, breakout room help, so that they can bring you to meditate one-on-one with someone, or you can ask some questions one-on-one if you didn't feel comfortable to do it on this forum. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful night and that we see you on Friday.